Hello, I'm Steve, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Carers in Care Homes Podcast. Today, I'll be demonstrating and provide a guidance on how you can pass your SVQ Level 3, as this is a requirement to work in the care sector here in Scotland and everywhere in UK. Myself, I've been a carer now for 5 years. I love this job, and that's why I'm creating this video to help other carers who are struggling with this qualification, as it is not easy to complete. Basically, I'll be showing you step by step by reading through my reflective evidence account, and with this you can have an idea of how you can complete yours in good time. But please make sure to subscribe, like, comment and share to support this channel. But before I start, I need to emphasize how important it is to be organized. For example, as you can see here, I managed to create a folder in my computer that containing subfolders. This helped me a lot in terms of tracking my progress and knowing where I've stored stuff. For example, blank evidence documents, and for example, done to be done. So basically here you can see the feedback I got from my supervisor. It is really very important to be organized in a way you can be storing and to track your progress. As you can see here, my supervisor commented on my work by saying that was a very good start, and I have acted on her feedback and included more information and details, and I've written in past tense. Writing in past tense is really very important, and she mentioned that I identified relevant AAAC codes and practice and legislation. So without wasting time, today's reflective account is dealing with emergency in a case scenario of epilepsy. Here you can write your name, and also here you can write a date, and also you don't need to worry about these two columns over here on the right, as this is where your supervisor will be marking your work anyway. So without wasting time, you can start by saying this piece of work is about a reflective account recording an epileptic incident which occurred to Mr. So-and-so in his flat. For example, on 29th March 2020, when I was assisting Mr. So-and-so tidying his room, he fell on the floor. I checked on him. He was unresponsive and with uncontrollable movements. You can include that I'm an experienced practitioner working in a care home for people with disabilities. On that shift, I was assigned to look after him. I've read and signed to confirm that I understood Mr. So-and-so assessment. Also here you can reference Health and Social Care Standards, section 1.15. My personal plan is right for me because it sets out how my needs will be met, as well as my wishes and choices. This is to confirm that Mr. So-and-so support plan needs are met. And you can mention that he's assessed epileptic and requires assistance, especially at following: keeping him safe during the episodes of epilepsy, call the ambulance if this is prolonging longer than 5 minutes, and you can say that you are aware and trained in epilepsy awareness in line with your company's name's policy on managing epilepsy. This is to prove that you are comfortable to support so-and-so while they're having seizure. And also you can reference Health and Social Care Standards, section 4.14. My care and support is provided in a planned and safe way, including if there is an emergency. I looked at my watch to time this episode. I cleared the space to avoid any sharp objects such as chairs, tables, which could harm and ensure Mr. So-and-so's safety, and to ensure minimizing the risk of harm. Here, it is really very important to reference the Health and Safety Act 1974 and SCQF Code of Practice Section 4.2. Section 4.2 follow risk assessment policies and procedures to assess whether behavior of people who use services presents a risk of harm to themselves. You can continue by giving an example of how you've asked for assistance for another member of staff to come and assist you just in case you need to call an ambulance. And you can say that according to the risk assessment and procedure, Mr. So-and-so is assessed epileptic, which confirms the timing of 5 minutes before calling the ambulance. Here, as you can see, I've written that I remained calm and reassured Mr. So-and-so and made sure nothing was obscuring his airways. It is really very important to mention that I kept noting every change to report the incident. I did not leave Mr. So-and-so and followed SCQF Code of Practice Section 2.4, be reliable and be dependable. I informed my colleague, Mrs. T, the timing of that episode as the SCQF Code of Practice Section 6.5 requires that I walk openly and cooperate with colleagues and treat them with respect. As you can see, I mentioned that I asked her to phone the ambulance if the seizure was prolonging more than 5 minutes in accordance with the risk assessment. I also note that it is advisable to call the ambulance for seizure in the following cases according to Mr. So-and-so care plan: first time seizure, unknown cause, repeated seizures longer than 5 minutes, severe injury. Once the seizure has stopped about the duration of 3 minutes, I opened the airway, checked his breathing, and I put him in the recovery position as the epilepsy guidelines recommends. Here I mentioned that I informed his next of kin about the incident to respect Mr. So-and-so wishes. I called them and explained that he had seizure of about 3 minutes duration, that the ambulance was not called, and that he was now okay. Here it is really very important to reference to show compliance with the SCQF Code of Practice Section 1.2, respect and where appropriate promote the views and wishes of people who use services, and Section 2.2 communicate in an appropriate, open, accurate and honest way. Also, as you can see here, I mentioned that I informed my line manager of the incident, also recorded it in his working folder. Recording the incident promptly is important because it ensures that accurate information is available to inform Mrs. So-and-so future care plans and medical treatment. This shows I can maintain clear, accurate, and update records in line with the procedure relating to my work, SCQF Code and Practice Section 6.2. And you can conclude that you've accessed the report template on the computer, typed my report, then saved it in Mr. So-and-so digital folder. I also printed a hard copy and put it in incident section of his folder. In the form, I recorded the date and time of the incident, a description of what happened, who was present, and action that I took. Also, you can include that you respected and maintained confidentiality by using a company computer in the staff room, logging in by using your own password, saving the completed report in Mr. So-and-so personal file and filing the hard copy in his confidential folder, which then was returned to locked filing cabinet. Also, you can mention that as the information in my report contained Mr. So-and-so personal data, I took these steps in order to comply with the GDPR Regulation 2018. This is it, guys. Good luck with your reflective account about dealing with emergency. Until next time, please make sure to subscribe, like and comment and share so you can get the update of new reflective account that I'll be posting very soon. Thank you. Have a good time. Bye bye.